Sri Chitra hosts a technology incubator, TIMED, which encourages innovation and entrepreneurship in medical technologies through its incubation support to innovators, startups, and the medical devices industry. TIMED is supported by the Department of Science and Technology and the Kerala State Industrial Development Corporation. We are proud to launch Drippo Infusion Monitor, a cost-effective device for precisely monitoring and controlling the rate of flow of intravenous drugs. The technology was developed by Eve Labs Technologies Private Limited, incubated at TIMED, our medical technology incubator. Our Honorable President will now launch the Drippo Infusion Monitor by unveiling the device. I also invite Mr. Vishnu MS, founder and CEO, along with co-founders Mr. Sanjay Raj and Ms. Shruti Gopal, Eve Labs Technologies Private Limited, to join the President at the dais. I also request our Honorable President to present a memento to Mr. Vishnu as a token of appreciation for the successful development and launch of this product. Thank you, sirs.
The next program is the transfer of 6 new technologies developed at Sri Chitra to the Indian medical device industries. These innovations were developed under the Technology Research Center for Biomedical Devices project during the last 3 years. The first technology that will be transferred today is the paracorporeal left ventricular assist device, also called LVAD. It is a paracorporeal device which is anchored outside the body and not implanted within the chest cavity. This device is a third-generation LVAD and is for supporting the heart as a bridge to recovery after cardiac surgeries, thus allowing time for the operated heart to recover. It can also be used as a bridge to transplantation while a patient waits for a donor heart. The device has a pump, controller, battery packs, and other accessories for supporting the heart for a few weeks. The Institute is proud to transfer LVAD technologies to Merrill Life Sciences Private Limited, Gujarat. Our Honorable President will now hand over the letter of commencement of technology transfer to Dr. Prashant, Deputy General Manager, Merrill Life Sciences Private Limited, and also a memento as a mark of our appreciation. May I request Dr. Prashant to receive the letter? And now the memento. Our Honorable President will now present a memento to our R&D team for their contribution and commendable achievement. I now invite Sri D.S. Nagesh, Scientist G, Biomedical Technology Wing, to receive the memento representing the team. Thank you, sirs.
The next 2 technologies are in vitro diagnostic devices for PT and INR monitoring and device for detection of TB. Regular monitoring of the blood coagulation by measuring prothrombin time, or PT, is essential in patients who are on anticoagulants or blood thinners. Insufficient anticoagulation leads to clotting within the heart or blood vessels, and over-anticoagulation can lead to bleeding in vital organs, both of which can be fatal. Currently available technologies for monitoring the adequacy of anticoagulation are cumbersome and are not easily accessible to all patients. The new technology developed by the Institute for monitoring PT as a point-of-care device, which is battery-operated and is a handheld system. The device is simple to use, accurate, and cost-effective. The second innovative diagnostic device developed by the Institute is the TB detection device, which can be used for screening the population for TB. Nearly 2 to 3 million people are infected with tuberculosis, and the prevalence of drug-resistant TB is very high in India, requiring devices for early diagnosis and treatment. The new device, developed by the Institute, employs a loop-mediated amplification of DNA technique with high degree of accuracy. About 20 samples can be tested in less than 30 minutes, and the device is highly cost-effective for mass screening of populations for TB. We are extremely proud to transfer this product today on March 24th, World TB Day. Agape Diagnostics Limited, Kochi, an industry with proven track record in manufacturing diagnostics, receives the first right to commercialize both the PT and INR monitoring device and the TB screening device. Our Honorable President will now hand over the letter of commencement of technology transfer for PT and INR monitoring device technology and a memento to Dr. T.M. Vasudevan, Director, R&D, Agape Diagnostics Private Limited. May I now invite Dr. Vasudevan to receive the letter and now the memento. Our Honorable President will now hand over the letter of commencement of technology transfer for TB screening device and a memento to Mrs. Meena Thomas, Chief Operating Officer and Director, Agape Diagnostics Private Limited. May I now invite Mrs. Meena Thomas to receive the letter. And now the memento. Our Honorable President will now present a memento to our PT and INR Technology R&D team for their contribution and achievement. I invite Dr. Anugya Bhatt, Scientist E, Biomedical Technology Wing, to receive the memento representing the PT and INR Technology R&D team. Our Honorable President will now present a memento to our TB screening device technology R&D team for their contribution and achievement. I now invite Dr. T. Anup Kumar, Scientist G, Biomedical Technology Wing, to receive the memento representing the TB screening device technology R&D team. Thank you, sirs.
Our next technology to be transferred is the injectable hydrogel for cartilage repair. The incidence of cartilage injury or damage is quite common during sports, in accidents, and in degenerative diseases. The product developed by the Institute is an injectable hydrogel which can be used during joint surgeries for quick and rapid repair of damaged cartilages in the joints. This system can also be used as a vehicle to transplant cartilage-producing cells to the joint. Another new technology developed by the Institute is a lint-free absorbent wound dressing. Chitra absorbent wound dressing has high fluid holding capacity and fast fluid withdrawal properties and doesn't shed lint into the injured site. This is intended for management of low to moderately exudate wounds. These two technologies, injectable hydrogel for cartilage repair and lint-free absorbent wound dressing, will be transferred to Fraction Scientifics Limited, Kerala. Our Honorable President will now hand over the Certificate of Technology Transfer of Injectable Hydrogel for Cartilage Repair and a memento to Mr. Ashok Sridhar, Managing Director, Fractions Limited. May I invite Mr. Ashok to kindly receive the certificate. And now the memento. Our Honorable President will now hand over the letter of commencement of technology transfer of lint-free absorbent wound dressing and a memento to Mr. Ashok Sridhar, Managing Director, Fraction Scientifics Limited. I request Mr. Ashok to again receive the letter and the memento. Our Honorable President will now present a memento to our R&D team for their contribution and achievement. I now invite Dr. Prabhati Nair, Scientist G, Biomedical Technology Wing, to receive the memento representing the injectable hydrogel for cartilage repair R&D team. I also request Dr. Prabhati Nair to receive the memento representing the non-adherent absorbent wound dressing R&D team. Thank you, sir and madam.
The next technology is a human serum albumin conjugated anti-cancer drug formulation, which is named as SETAC 2010. Albumin is used as drug carrier, and the product is developed as an intravenous delivery system to achieve a 100-fold increase in drug bioavailability. In the next phase, additional pharmacological evaluation and clinical trials in patients will be conducted before the drug can be commercialized. The Institute is proud to announce that the research and development of this product was funded by the Indian Council of Medical Research. The technology is transferred to 8 Oaks Bio Private Limited, Ernakulam. Our Honorable President will now hand over the letter of commencement of technology transfer and a memento to 8 Oaks Bio Private Limited. Dr. Ranjit P. Nair will receive the letter. And now the memento on behalf of 8 Oaks Bio Private Limited. Our Honorable President will present a memento to our R&D team for their contribution and achievement. I now invite Dr. Lissy K. Krishnan, Scientist G, Biomedical Technology Wing, to receive the memento representing SETAC 2010, Drug Conjugated Serum Albumin R&D team. Thank you, sir and madam.
The next agenda is the relicensing of technologies to new industry partners. The first technology to be relicensed is of the hydrocephalus shunt. Hydrocephalus is a condition in which there is an abnormal collection of fluids in the chambers of the brain due to the obstruction in the draining system. This leads to high pressure within the brain, which can be fatal. The device is placed in the brain in this condition. It has a pressure-sensitive valve that opens when pressure of fluid rises in the brain. It will drain the excess fluid from the chambers of the brain through a tube tunneled under the skin in the abdominal cavity. The technology will be relicensed to Fraction Scientifics Limited. Our Honorable President will now present the letter of commencement of the technology transfer and a memento to Mr. Ashok Sridhar, Managing Director, Fraction Scientifics Limited. Our Honorable President will now present mementos to our R&D team for their contribution and achievement. I now invite Sri C.V. Muralidharan, Scientist G, Biomedical Technology Wing, to receive the memento representing the hydrocephalus shunt R&D team. Thank you, sir.
The next technology in the list for relicensing is the polyvinyl alcohol sponge. It is a synthetic sponge designed for tissue manipulation during surgery or for the quick absorption of fluid from surgical sites. PVA sponge developed in the Institute is lint-free and a single-use product. The technology is relicensed to Konikara Industries, Bangalore. Our Honorable President will now present the letter of commencement of technology transfer and a memento to Mr. Sajan P. Konikara, Managing Partner, Konikara Industries, Bangalore. May I also invite Mr. Sajan P. Konikara to receive the letter and now the memento. Our Honorable President will present a memento to our R&D team for their contribution and achievement. I now invite Dr. Prabhati Nair, Scientist G, Biomedical Technology Wing, to receive the memento representing the polyvinyl alcohol sponge R&D team. Thank you, sir and madam.
The next two technologies for relicensing are the bioactive bond cement and the calcium phosphosilicate composite granules. Bioactive bone cement, named as BioCas, developed by the Institute, is used for filling bone defects in orthopedic and dentistry. The calcium phosphosilicate composite granules are a synthetic bone graft substitute and dispenses in fine granule form. High bioactivity and osteoconductivity are the special properties of this indigenous composite prepared in porous ceramic form. It is ideal for grafting periodontal infrabony defects in dentistry. Our Honorable President will now hand over the certificate of commencement of the technology for bioactive bone cement and a memento to Dr. Sai Kalyan, Director Research and Education, Privest Denpro Limited, Jammu. Our Honorable President will now hand over the Certificate of Technology Transfer for Calcium Phosphosilicate Composite Granules and a memento to Dr. Sai Kalyan, Director Research and Education, Privest, Denpro Limited, Jammu. Our Honorable President will now present a memento to our R&D team for their contribution and achievement. I now invite Dr. Manoj Kamath, Scientist G, Biomedical Technology Wing, to receive the memento representing the Bioactive Bone Cement R&D team. May I also invite Dr. Ishwar HV, Professor of Srijitra, to receive the memento from the Honorable President representing the calcium phosphosilicate composite granules R&D team. Thank you, sirs.
The next agenda is the exchange of agreement between Sri Chitra and Sri Pastronics Limited, Indore, for the co-development of implantable cardioverter defibrillator. An implantable cardioverter defibrillator is a battery-powered device which performs cardioversion, defibrillation, and pacing of the heart. It is meant to prevent sudden cardiac death by constantly monitoring the rate and rhythm of the heart. The Institute has entered into an MOA with Sri Pastronics Limited for the co-development of the device. The device is expected to reach the clinic within 5 years. May I request Professor Asha Kishore, Director, Sri Chitra, to hand over the MOA to Sri Pastronics Limited. I also request Mr. Akash Sethi, Director of Sri Pastronics, to receive the MOA. Thank you, Madam and Sir.
The Institute is proud to announce the release of the booklet, New Chitra Technologies, A Leap to the Future. This booklet is an attempt to bring to the fore the R&D activities that the Institute has embarked upon to achieve self-reliance in biomaterials, biologics, biomedical, and combinational devices. It provides information on a series of new products and technologies under development and is meant for the use of policymakers, industries, innovators, clinicians, researchers, and other stakeholders. We are honored to have with us today Sri C. Balagopal, founder and former managing director, Thermopenpol Limited. He is also former member of the President's Committee and currently member of the Board of Directors, Technology Business Incubator, Sri Chitra. May I now request Sri C. Balagopal to formally release the booklet, New Chitra Technologies, A Leap to the Future, by presenting the first copy to the President. May I now request Sri C. Balagopal to kindly offer his felicitation.
Dr. Saraswat, Director, Institute Governing Body, Dr. Saraswat, the Director, Dr. Asha Kishore, Head BMT Wing, Dr. Verma, distinguished invitees, former directors whom I see here, and ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure and privilege for me to be here to say a few words on this occasion. I can't help but remember what Dr. M.S. Valyathan, the founder director of this institute, said in a public speech that one of the necessary conditions for great achievement in science is the knowledge that you have done it before. So I think it's very important to document the kind of work which is happening here, because if you look back even in terms of history and so many achievements of our past, documentation has not been one of our strong points. So I'm glad to see that the Institute has taken this effort to collate all the technology development efforts and the technologies which are available and the processes to be followed to access these technologies, because that will fill a very important gap. I have been associated with the Institute since 1983 when I left my government job and set out on a completely unknown path of entrepreneurship. As a wise man said, everything is rational in retrospect. So when I look back and people ask me, why did you do this and why did you do that? Today, with the benefit of hindsight, it's easy for me to give a very convincing story. But I must tell you, a large part of the truth is about the big impression created on me by my first visit to the Institute. I met Dr. Valyathan at his office, and then after that I was guided to come to the BMT wing, and I met Mr. Ramani, who was then the head BMT wing, and I walked around the place. And probably because of my complete ignorance about what was going on here and the novelty of everything which was going on here, it made a profound impact on me. And for reasons that are still not very clear to me, I felt this is what I was born to do. And there it was, this guy who was, whose professional training was in economics research, and having served in the Indian Administrative Service for 6 years, now chooses to become a technology entrepreneur in a field in which there was practically nobody here. But anyway, I suspect that this is really the truth of much of entrepreneurship is, while there is often a